Hello students, today I am going to teach you about ionic and covalent bond. Ionic bond and covalent bond. Introduction to the class. Students, I want to tell you that in chemistry there are three types of bonds, but the most famous bond is ionic bond and covalent bond. Now I am going to explain you how these bonds are formed and what is the mechanism behind their formation and their acting. First, let us take the example of ionic bond. Do you have an idea that ionic word has come from the word ion? What is an ion and what is an atom and what is an electron? These three we are going to study. One is ion, one is electron and the other is atom. You know that atom is neutral. Atom is neutral, whereas ion is a charged compound. Ion is charged body, whereas an electron is denoted by E minus symbol. Now, you should know that number of electron is equal to number of proton. So, in this case, let us see how an ionic bond is formed. Take the very simple case of sodium chloride, NaCl. Now, formation of NaCl has taken place because of an interaction between sodium plus and Cl minus. I want to ask you one question. What is a positive ion called as? It is called as sodium cation. This is called as sodium cation. What is a negative ion called as? Negative ion is called as anion. So this is chlorine anion. Chlorine anion. Please note it down. I am coming. Have you noted down, students? Now I am teaching you how to form an ionic bond. First of all, let us see into the electronic structure of sodium. Now, what is the atomic number of sodium? Atomic number of sodium is 11. Now, if the atomic number of sodium is 11, then the first orbit will have 2 electrons, second orbit will have 8 electrons, and one orbit will be left behind in the outermost orbit. Please note it down, students. Now, this is the first electron is 2, second orbit is 8 and the last orbit is 1. If you draw the nucleus This is the nucleus. This is the nucleus, and in the nucleus we have 11 protons, and 11 protons is equal to 11 electrons, which are revolving in a elliptical orbit. So the first orbit will have 2 electrons. The second orbit will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8 electrons, and the outermost orbit will have 1 electron. Now you can see from the structure of sodium atom that the outermost electron 1 is extra electron, which it is very willing to give to the other atom or ion. When sodium comes in contact with chlorine, what happens is the atomic number of chlorine is 2, 8 and 7. The outermost orbit of chlorine is having 7 electrons, so it is in need of 1 electron, which it gets from sodium atom or ion. Now, when sodium comes in contact with chlorine, sodium loses 1 electron and forms a positive sodium cation, and chlorine accepts 1 electron and forms a negative anion, and these two are joined by an electrovalent bond. So, in this case, we have explained the electrovalent bond. Now I will explain what is meant by the covalent bond by taking an example of carbon tetrachloride. What is a covalent bond and what is the difference between ionic and covalent bond? Covalent bond is formed by sharing of electrons, and electrovalent bond is formed by transfer of electrons. Now, according to the atomic sharing of electrons, chlorine has 2, 8, 7, and carbon atomic number is 12. That means 2, 8, 6. So you tell me, to complete its octet, how many electron carbon needs? I will rub this blackboard and I will explain it. Now, what is the electronic configuration of carbon? That is 2, 8 and it is 12. So 2, 8, 2, 2, 8, 2, 2, 8, 2, 8, 2 is the carbon's atomic number, and chlorine is 2, 8, 7. That means carbon needs 6 electrons in its outermost orbit to complete the octet, and chlorine needs 1 electron to complete its octet. If you go by the formula CCl4, then this is the famous compound called as carbon tetrachloride, and it is used in fire extinguisher. Now you have the central carbon atom here, one chlorine atom here, another chlorine atom here, another chlorine atom here, and another chlorine atom here. One is donated by carbon and one is donated by chlorine. One is donated by carbon, one is donated by chlorine. One is donated by carbon, one is donated by chlorine, and one is donated by carbon and one is donated by chlorine. This is a stable compound and is given the name chlorine, 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 and this is central carbon, and it is a very famous compound used in fire extinguisher. So in this way, this is a simple example to denote. By taking a simple example, I have tried to explain ionic and covalent bond. Thank you, students.